Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. I think it's nice sometimes to remind oneself of what exactly I would like to, what's my demand? What am I searching exactly? That may take time to find out, and that may take different shapes according in your journey. But it's important because you will follow rather nearly opposite teachings. Because if you follow, or if you demand, or if you still believe, or if it is your firm conviction that you need to be transformed and that towards a higher goal, to reach or to accomplish an higher goal, you have a few practices, and there are myriads of them. You have to follow some rules and practices to attain what you want. Now, if your demand is, I want to know myself, or who am I, not psychologically. I want to know if there is any reality, or God, or emptiness, or self, or fullness, whatever name it has got. It's a different way to approach, because here it's at least the conviction. Who you really are is already here. So it is totally absurd to try to transform the one we see and can define, because it's not about this. It's about what is from where everything rises and where everything disappears. And it's already here. So what's on the way? Why do we search? It's because we are used to believe your mind, the mind, what the mind presents. So, not to do anything to attain, because it's already here. Don't believe, as those who don't like this path, that they don't do anything, it's very difficult, we know it, not to feed our mind. It is as difficult as all the austeric paths which are offered. So it cannot be also rejected like impossible, it's foolish. It's just you have to know what you want, or what looks to you the essential before you die. What do you want to have lived, to have experienced the most? And then go for it. There is no arguments here, no judgments, but don't lose your time if you go here and there, a little bit of this, a little bit of the opposite, and you try to mix. I think the soup may be a bit strange. It will be ever unfinished. Anyway, it's your space as much as mine, so if you are still searching, ask, wonder why, question, investigate, and tell your experiences. Only like that, you see. The clarity of mind is very important. It's not it, but it's very important. Better than confusion. For any path, anyway. Yeah, so here I don't offer anything to transform the individual. Everybody does whatever he likes in his own life. But I have no belief that you have to transform the person to click, to suddenly see from where you come or who you are.
Hello, Ganga.
Hello, Luc. Luc means light.
Sorry. I'm losing weight anyway. And I'm coming back to what you said, and I came to a similar conclusion with a but. Because in a sense of, it's very clear for me that for the spiritual path, there is no question about what you said. But then I realized it cannot be applied universally. I mean, for the daily life.
Well, if it was universal, I think we would be a bit more than what we are
Sure,
here.
yeah, which would be effectively an issue. No, I mean, because I came to the conclusion that I said, yes, this kind of principles, I can't apply them to my daily life. So I had to do a kind of two set of principles. Don't try to change yourself on the spiritual path. It's always available anyway. But for the, let's say, but if I want to, say, build some muscle or stop losing them, I still have to work out, to make it an example, right?
Yeah, but that is very original and unique for each person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, once we agree on that, then I came to a point where it was, I'm still unsure, in a sense of, if you take the middle, which is the psyche. The psyche, is it purely relevant from the individual, or is it purely relevant from the spiritual path? In a sense of...
Psyche belongs to somebody.
Yes.
Born. Where is the psyche if you are not born?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's the answer.
So yes, I wanted to... My conclusion was, the psyche... Yeah, I'm reformulating just to remove any ambiguities. So the psyche does not belong to the principle which is don't touch the psyche.
Everything comes from there.
Yeah.
But everything disappears there.
Yeah.
So, and where you can see that, is there anything? You know, it's always the same. If you see the objective world, you can take it as you like, but you can also say it's the expression of what is. Okay? So, psyche, we speak about it. It has some shapes. So it is in the world of the appearance, it is in the world of birth and death, expression of what you are.
So I came to the same conclusion, which I'm just reformulating to make sure I'm clear, or we are clear, which is, don't try to transform anything to see what is. But the psyche is not in this realm. The psyche, if you want to
it's for the world.
Yes, exactly.
And there, of course, if you like to be more this way, that way, there is no problem. I don't touch that. This is the freedom of everybody, the beliefs, the welfare. This I don't touch in the life. For me, everybody lives the life which is happening to him because it is that he has to live.
Yes.
So if
Yeah,
you
my
want to be
question was-
better, do your tapas or whatever, or your beautiful dance or whatever, you know. And this, I don't touch it.
Okay, perfect.
Satsang is, this kind of satsang, I would say, is very, very sober in the sense that it will not take care of the life. So, of course, it removes then a lot of seekers, because many seekers, they still need, it's a need, you know, to explore what is this life. Nothing wrong. I mean, it's normal. But you can arrive at a point where you say, it's enough. I explored enough. Strangely enough, it can come at any age. I have enough. I don't see the exit of what I really wish, you see. And there, satsang may make sense. Yeah. You see, there is a life, so everybody is busy with something he feels he needs or he likes or whatever. This is no problem. Now, if you see, even here, you see, everybody does something else, proposes, come and see this course and this and that. It's perfect. There is no problem. It's about the person. That has to be very clear. Now, if you search who am I, you continue your life as you wish, but it will, there, you probably are vigilant that whatever is seen, experienced, felt, conceived, is the world of appearance. It's still the I who is born. Who am I, actually? That's the investigation in satsang. And when you say, who am I, you leave the I you know behind. And you just keep quiet. I don't know who keeps quiet. That's another thing. I will never know. But once you let, let's say, not to be touched by the mind a split second, there is a consequence in this world of appearance as it looks, which is you don't search anymore who you really are. And it's very precious. The rest becomes a curiosity, a passion eventually. But you know very well what is what, the nature of things.
Coming back on what you said just before, is it any difference in the decision we make? Decision who leads us closer or farther?
There is no closer and farther because you are already that.
Yeah, no.
This is the suggestions of the mind because the mind can create only unity or separation. Is dual. But you see, It's never unity without it being based on separation. And it is not separation if it is not based on the idea, on the concept of unity. It's all the mind. So if you follow your mind, you follow a certain path with practices, of course. Because if you believe that you are separate, and it is in this time and in the world of appearance, you cannot honestly say, no, I feel unite. No, your experience is separation. And so you believe, and it is taught like that, there are many teachings to lead you to unity. But it depends on the concept. All that depends on the mind. It is in time. So whatever accomplishment you have will die with you. It's okay, maybe, I don't know. So this direction of not catching the mind, you have to, first of all, spot what is the mind. What's the mind? Whatever appears, whatever experience was not there before is there now, it is the mind. The realization is when suddenly you see, oh my God, I always have been that, where I was in my mind. That is generally the very spontaneous expression, you see. So it's a different path. It leads somewhere else, and it doesn't matter. This is the choice, the free choice of everybody. But I think it's very important to be clear. Because if you follow a little bit of this and a little bit of that, how can you make it or here or there? Or maybe it's a hybrid. Okay, doesn't matter also. It depends on when you will be peaceful finally, you see. One search is, after all, not to be troubled by the mind. Because if you have to make effort to maintain your accomplishment, you will fail. There is always a moment where you can't, and then what? You have to make more austerities, and so on. It's all right if it is that you want, but if you really want to know, but who am I? Who am I? And you have to make this I disappear. With the question, it disappears. And you are left where nothing can touch. And it has always been there. It is always available whenever you're not busy with your mind. So. That's why it is said, just now, you see, just now. When you are not busy with your mind, just now.
I wonder what to do with this huge part of me who wants to be better, who wants to be right.
You can do it. You continue. It's your way of life, maybe, but don't confuse. Who is this one? It is the one who is born that I see, isn't it? So it concerns that one. It concerns this body, this heart, emotional heart, this mind.
Yes. It is a huge part, and it is nothing compared to what I am when I touch it, I recognize it. But how to reconcile both?
But you don't reconcile, how can you? It's impossible.
It's impossible.
I mean, or it's already done. What you work on it's the expression of what?
Infinity, I would say.
Then it's already done. I mean, there is no reconciliation to be made. If you give up that idea, I think that would be very nice. Duality means it goes on changing, there is no substance in it, you see. It's the place. There is only one, if you like both, let's say nirvana and samsara, for myself I would recommend to, don't forget to dedicate a split second to what is not appearing. Because you see, we know very well, even here, we have a life, generally it's because we wanted to have satsang in our life. And you know very well that life builds so much, all the time, makes one so busy, even if in the memory he remembers satsang, you know, whatever. But if you don't have an actual satsang, finally, you never give a split second. Imagine 24 hours to what remains unknown. It's amazing. It doesn't matter in a way, but you know, we never know. The mind is very tricky. I would not trust the mind that much. So, but you cannot force it. It's just if you see the preciousness of it, not to be always engaged.
Ganga,
Yeah.
I have this longing to speak to you. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh.
But I don't know what to ask because I really see any question brings back immediately the search.
Then why should you ask?
But I want to have, I really,
Then take benefit of what I eventually say to others.
yes, sorry that I love you.
Unless there is a question.
No, there is none. There's such
So what is there then?
love, sorry, gratitude.
Yeah, that's the person who is grateful. Nothing wrong. It's totally natural, but it's a person.
Yes.
Who are you? Who are you? Because if you remain in gratitude, you will feel terrible. It can be. You can have experiences to be away from me. You can, if you like, you can have that game, that play. It can happen also. But no. Who are you? Is there gratefulness there? Tell me now. Dare to tell me.
No.
Good. Great. You have some question today? And when you will go back to your country, if there was a question in a drawer, what you will do then?
No questions.
So when you will have a question rising, will you touch it? Because questions will arise, huh? Will you touch it?
I think that I think this question answer is also like meditation. It's useless.
He's quite radical. You soon have to come here, I tell you. No compassion.
Because I've been like, it's part of the seeker is like to ask questions to different teachers or trying to find it in books, and I know that my many questions have been answered, but I have not seen myself means that asking questions is not going to take me to that place.
Because you have to be taken to that place. That's a big problem now. Is it not a suggestion of your mind?
That is a suggestion of the
Ah,
mind.
so? So? Don't go back to it.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
I think I do confuse satsang with the life.
Of course it is in our life, but I don't. Satsang is a direction. It is not like what we see.
Yeah, and I think in the life, I know what I'm searching for,
Yeah,
and I know what I want.
yeah, great.
And in satsang, I'm not sure sometimes what I'm searching for, and I confuse it with what I'm searching for in the life.
Okay, so can I ask you? You don't need to tell it loud, but what do you search in life? To be happy,
Yeah, to be happy.
to be happy,
To
quiet.
love, to be loved, to be supported,
Ah.
support, all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah. which is natural for a human being. Of course, of course. But you see, all what you will attain, and you can be loved and happy and peaceful, but it will be ephemeral. You
Yes.
agree?
Yes, I
You
agree.
are, but you are okay with that?
Yes.
Oh, but then I have nothing to say.
But then when I think about the search in satsang, like the seeker, I don't know that.
But maybe you have not that search, that's why you don't know.
That maybe I don't have the search.
Yeah.
So what am I doing in satsang?
You don't need to come to satsang. Or if you can come, welcome, but I mean...
But there's still a pull to come to satsang.
But what is the pull? How you would... What is attracting you here? Beside belong to a nice group and also not a nice group. And whatever.
It's the word that strikes me every time.
And what strikes you? Give me one word that strikes you.
Don't land anywhere.
Oh. Oh. This cannot be applied to life, isn't it?
But sometimes it supports me in life.
It can help, but then it's like, you see, you will be quieter or you will be not so dramatic and so on. It gives you a better life. It's like, it can be taken anywhere, those tools, those directions. But it's still for life then.
Yeah.
I don't mind that you take those directions for life also, but if you really go, or if you really have seen, I cannot simply be satisfied with life, which may not be there, but some people are like that, then you don't apply that to be more happy in life. That's all I have to say. But it doesn't matter. I tell you, because I don't like that generally we say the elite is going to the best. And no, everybody is free to go where he finds the best for himself or herself. There is no better. It's just one is invaded, is occupied by a preoccupation. And there are so many different preoccupations, so many answers to preoccupations. And the one who has this, it's a craziness too. Who am I? I mean, this unique, strange question. Because somehow he wanted to believe in God, and then he sees God never manifest himself. So where is God? What's God? What's reality? Everything is ephemeral. These people, they also need some help, no? And satsang is the mental hospital for those. And I am included in it. It looks like less you hook at a belief or an experience or a feeling, lighter you are, more alive you are. And it goes even to, am I the one I'm born? And you see in Zen or Chan, they ask, what's your face before you are born? It's all those indications you see. It makes sense if it makes sense to you. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything. Claire, do you have one sentence or one support, or you have many? Is there any one essential for you?
Now, I would say the reality of the non-manifested. This is consistent for me. This idea, this.
But it's still an idea then.
Yes, but
It is a support. It is a support not to be busy with what is manifested in that way. What does it mean?
No, it's kind of a reference. If I'm lost in my mind, okay, I can come back here. It's not only an idea, it's like a...
Okay, but so it's not only an idea, so you have not to search for it anymore.
No, but I have to not to forget it or
You will forget it. What do you think? You are a human
yeah.
appearance. What is this appearance? It's forgetfulness and remembrance.
Yeah.
You see, it's because you think that your mind will ever remember. It will not happen. It's an utopia. Are you what is remembered?
Not, but it's help. I mean,
No?
I'm
No? Nobody has to be there? How can you remember? If you remember, you will forget. And it will be an eternal search to remember all the time. I tell you, this is an utopia. Just know what is. From where all this comes. Who is the one who remembers who? That has not to remember itself. Huh? Or you are still searching, and that's a support to remember in your mind that you are not only what the mind presents, but then you are still a seeker. You didn't question the seeker. You question what the seeker lives or believes or don't believe anymore in. You have not questioned the seeker.
I feel like a mix.
No, there is no mix.
A mix between
No. No,
seeker.
it's to be or not to be, you know. It's questioning or no questioning. There is no mix. There is no bridge. There is no bridge.
I am focused. I understand now in this satsang that I am so focused on the bridge, reconciliation.
There is no bridge. Otherwise, you make this manifestation something else than what is. It's not. This is Advaita. It is not that duality becomes one. It is that that expresses itself also in duality, but it is the same.
Yes. I tell you what I was thinking. I was wondering this mysterious. And I was wondering, is it like seed in the non-manifested? There are seeds who have to be flourished.
You cannot figure it out with your mind.
Yes.
You cannot figure it out with your mind.
He's busy.
You cannot figure it out with your mind. You can spend all your life trying to figure it out. It will be a failure. Because when you figure it out, it's not it. It is not known. But finally, for some amazing reason, in a split second, he got quiet about that. He saw, oh my God, what am I doing?
There, the helpful sentence is, don't touch it, let it, it's the mind. This is helpful sentence.
Okay, but then this can be infinite work. So at some point, you can also ask, who is doing it? You understand English? Yeah. You want to ask something?
Is it the same? Is it the same dilemma to take spirituality to do in the daily life? I'm not sure if it's clear.
You mean you are... What is this? Oh. Well, I will start. To be preoccupied or busy in daily life with no, I don't
My
understand
question
much.
was maybe...
Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
I understand the trouble with
Of Claire.
Of
You
Claire.
are French also, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I just joke at you. Okay.
And my question was, is it the same trouble to think about to integrate spirituality in the daily life, but
Well,
don't
first
really-
of all, can you do otherwise if we are a seeker? You can't. It will shape your life. If you are busy with that search, it will color your life, of course.
So it's not a trouble.
I think it is a good blessing.
Because maybe I think it's too present to, and it could have some the same trouble about you of okay, I don't know what I'm searching in daily life or in spirituality.
Okay, but then investigate more. Investigate more. Just try to be more clear about that? Hmm?
Mhm.
You will lose less time, you see, if you spend some time to be clearer about that, then you go for whatever comes. Otherwise you lose so much time in searching, and if you don't know exactly, then you will go here, they present you some pralines, and there they present you some pickles, and then in the end you like everything, but then what? You're not clear, huh?
Mhm. I understand.
But maybe there is already, as I can see, a kind of deep unsatisfaction. That's why you may search maybe something else. Is there anything else in the life?
Yeah, I know the trouble of unsatisfaction.
Yeah,
Still
sure.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you will live.
Yeah. Oops.
So it's quite a clear indication.
Sorry?
It's quite a clear indication that, of course, you can have a life as you wish, but the unsatisfaction may always present itself. So there I would say, who is unsatisfied? And then you will have answers, of course. And then here, this guideline makes sense. The answer will not be the answer which is presented. Don't land anywhere. Don't land, n'atterris nulle part.
Ah, yeah.
Don't land anywhere. And know that if you land somewhere, it is an experience of somebody, but as you have seen, you are still unsatisfied with time.
And I am unsatisfied to my unsatisfaction.
Sure, whatever. So welcome to the club.
Could you precise don't land anywhere?
You have to do it. For example, this question is a landing, because you think that the mind will present something essential to solve that. And I don't believe so. The mind will never, ever have the solution.
Mhm.
Leave the mind for acting in the world.
Sorry?
Leave the mind as a good tool to act in the world.
Mhm.
But to search yourself, don't use it. I find that you look more happy already than before.
Sorry?
You look much more happy than before.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you know now, it's more precise.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it's okay. What happened? Opa, what happens?
I don't know. I don't know what you see, so I don't know what you see.
No,
I see the mind coming back and then I say no.
And where are you when you say no? Where are you?
That I cannot say.
Great. Then you can be happy.
I don't look happy.
No.
Okay.
You see, the mind will not necessarily change. It doesn't matter. The appearance doesn't matter how it appears. But you finally know you are not whatever comes and goes. I just wanted to make sure.
I have a question.
Little louder.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You just said that.
Do you hear? No, huh?
No,
No.
Closer. You said something about use the mind in the world and not to search for yourself. Something like this.
Yeah.
But it seems sometimes that the mind reminds me to, like when I'm too busy, it says, stop,
Yeah, okay.
or who am I?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
seems that it starts from there.
Yeah. But the essential is not the stop or, what did you say, who am I? The essential is from where it arose. That's what you are. The stop and the who am I is a good tool when you think you are still, the reality is still, I am somebody.
Yeah.
It is a direction. But the best would be, don't use the mind because you are already at the right place. Not as a I and you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm clear, but... But there is nothing wrong, of course. There is nothing wrong. But
See, this is a suggestion of the mind, like...
Of course, it's
And
because you search. It is, you see, those directions, it's like the peak of the search. And now I know what to do. as any other teaching. You do it. But it is not to remain there. It is just to suddenly do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't only have the information.
Yeah.
And what happens when you do it? Are you going to search that? Then don't search anymore. And when it doesn't look like, it's the mind. Let it appear, let it have its span of life, then let it disappear. Nothing happened to you.
I wish you were there all the time reminding me.
It is there all the time. It's because you take yourself for someone that it's not there all the time. It is not that you heard it already, but I repeat, it's not that somebody will be freed or enlightened or whatever. It's not that. You will be freed to believe you are only somebody. It is not like I am somebody who attained freedom. This will never happen, or only through experiences which will come and go. You are freed to finally question what it is and what it is, and that the mind surrendered is no more preoccupied by that search. It's over. Mm. That's why you see those who are not teacher, they just don't say anything anymore. They keep quiet. The teachers are blah blah, a lot of blah blah like me. But it's like a work, it's like a function. Otherwise there is nothing to say. But happily my master spoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nor to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Nor to ask.
Not to ask.
Nothing to say, nor to ask. Also not nothing to ask, I mean. But still it comes.
I don't understand.
No, you said there was nothing to say, just the teacher, blah, blah, blah.
Ah. But there is an indication, there is a teaching to the demand, otherwise there is no teaching. If there is no demand, there is nothing to say. The teachings, or what looks like a teaching, it's when there is a demand. It's very funny. It's Anyway. and some are just inspired. They like all those we read beautiful, inspirited books and all that or whatever. They just are inspired, but they don't reply to a demand. It will inspire, it will not help as a demand. Yeah. No, it's not there. Well, the third ear, you know. Right. Yeah.
I don't know really what's going on today, but when you spoke to Rivi, I felt a bit hit by an atomic bomb or something. And then many things come, and then I went to who, and then everything that comes is, I know it's not the answer, but there's also not really an answer, and I keep being
But there will be
with
no,
the search.
listen, there will be no answer because there is nobody there. As I said, it's not somebody who will be free. It is not somebody who doesn't know. The mind say, I don't know. But it's not the thing. It's because nobody is there to speak, to be able to express. So don't worry.
I think when I asked this question, just for a moment no answer coming, but then all the answers...
Yeah, but it is somebody who has no answer.
Yes, alright.
Don't stop there. Don't land there. It's an answer. Don't land there.
I feel like I'm trying to...
Don't go to feelings. Incarnation is maintained by conceptualization, experiences, feelings. As you like. The end of incarnation, while being apparently incarnated, is when you give a split second to no conceptualizations, no feelings, no what? Experiences. Now, that's what, the Buddhas, the Huineng, the Lao Tzu, the Ramana, the Papaji speak about. if you want to follow those indications, it's time. Hear them. But it is as you like. But if you pretend you want to be free, hear them. No compromise. Religions, philosophies, they take care of the human in their own way. They take care of conceptualizations, feelings, experiences. This is totally different. So you do as you like. But know what you choose. Know what you want to I don't know what, attain or not attain. I unplug now. What was never plugged actually. An urgency. Thank you very much.